Hi, it's Katie from Elevated Aura with an energetic update for you regarding the super new moon in Aquarius. So on January 21st, 2023 at 12:53 p.m. Pacific, we'll have a super new moon in Aquarius. Now, a super moon, whether that be a full moon or a new moon, it means that the moon is orbiting as close to Earth as it possibly can. So that means that the moon's pull will be greater and the energy may be more intensely felt by all of us. Now, at the time of the Aquarius super new moon, both the sun and the moon will be at 1 degree 32 minutes of Aquarius. And what I find so poetic about new moons at these early degrees, like 1 degree, is that Aries is the ruler of 1 degree. It's also the leader of the zodiac. So Aries season represents the astrological new year. And although Aries has this tough warrior type reputation, it's also the energy of new beginnings. It's that muckraker energy of going out in the dark, of finding something new and taking a new path. And that actually really complements the energy of Aquarius quite well because Aquarius is the rebel of the zodiac. And being a rebel can sometimes have a bad connotation. So think of it this way: Aquarian energy tends to be more rebellious because Aquarians are usually thinking about the future, about communities. And when you're thinking light years ahead, you can sometimes rub people the wrong way, especially when you have a vision in mind and you're really not letting anyone get in your way of bringing this vision to fruition. Aquarius is the natural ruler of the 11th house of community. It's a fixed air sign. It's not a water sign, which tricks some people because Aquarius is represented by the symbol of the water bearer, and even the zodiac symbol for Aquarius looks like waves, but it's an air sign. So with an air sign, some people can take this energy as you're not necessarily being emotionally aware or sensitive, and perhaps they feel you rub them the wrong way because the energy of Aquarius can sometimes appear demanding, critical, much more logically based than emotionally intuitive. But again, it's usually because Aquarian energy is working to bring some sort of social and humanitarian ideal into their reality. So the harshness of Aquarian energy is sometimes even confusing for Aquarians themselves because the water bearer energy is an energy that absorbs and collects the energy, the desires, the limiting beliefs of those around them. So it's almost like an empath. There's this innate ability to read the energy of the social community and determine what needs to be done, what needs to change, what needs to be released in order to bring more harmony, love, and peace to the planet. Now, this is an energy that's really about supporting social contracts and bonds. And although Aquarians may appear more logical than emotional, it's often because they're holding on to this utopian dream, this world vision in their minds. And if Aquarians were constantly changing their dream world based on their emotions or adjusting who is good, who is bad, well, you can see why it would be difficult to bring any sort of community to fruition. So Aquarius is ruled by two planets, two opposing planets, in fact, Saturn and Uranus. Uranus is the planet of freedom and revolutionary vision. It's an energy that's hungry for change, like quantum changes, and really encourages us to visualize new possibilities, new ways of being, doing, and relating. Then we have Saturn. Saturn is the planet of limitation and contraction. It's an energy that is about discipline, punctuality, and the conservation of material resources. So think of it this way: Saturn is how it's always been, and Uranus is the future. So there's this clash of which way do we want to move as a community? Do we want to be more forward thinking and inclusive, or do we want to keep the same rules and regulations, this top down power and control framework that's familiar to us? Now, one aspect that I want to flag for you: at the time of the new moon, Pluto will be at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So Pluto will be conjunct the sun and the moon, which are both at 1 degree of Aquarius. And when the sun is conjunct Pluto, it's often an indication that unexpected and significant changes are on the way. This is also an aspect that encourages spiritual study and psychoanalysis. So sometimes we need to use caution to not give away our power just out of fear. We also have Pluto conjunct the moon, and this is an emotionally intense aspect. So even though water signs are not at play, when the moon is conjunct Pluto, we can feel or come across to others as if we or others are being unnecessarily stubborn. So the time around the Aquarius super new moon, 3 days before, 3 days after, it really could be a time when we find ourselves not wanting to bend or make compromises, even with loved ones. And this energy may manifest in the form of more emotional outbursts or conflicts with loved ones. And we may feel internally this need to make radical changes, even if no one around us agrees or understands our desire to make this change. So there's a lot of mental agitation, a lot of logical brain activity going on, perhaps a lot of churning, longing for something more, something different, something better. And like that clash between Saturn and Uranus, there's an energetic clash between Pluto, which is top-down control, power, rules, and regulations, and Aquarian energy, which brings freedom, autonomy, the future, and independence. So in some energetic way, it's almost as if we are replaying the Saturn-Uranus conjunction from early 2020, as well as getting a taste, a hint of what to expect when Pluto moves into Aquarius. So Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008 and will be moving into Aquarius for a little bit starting March 23rd, 2023. Pluto will stay in Aquarius until June 11th, 2023. Then Pluto will retrograde back into Capricorn until January 2024, spend 9 months in Aquarius, retrograde back into Capricorn, and then in January 2025, Pluto will move back into Aquarius until 2044. So going back to this Pluto conjunction, though, this is truly a new moon where there's likely to be a lot of noise, a lot of fear, a lot of authoritative energy of this is what you must do to get X, Y, and Z. But Aquarius, Uranus, they don't want to go back to the status quo. So in order to move forward, we have to find a way to rise above the fear, above the density, and clear our minds, because you can't manifest from chaos. You have to raise your frequency. So singing and dancing, especially in a community and a moon circle, this is really going to make a huge difference between those who successfully co-create with the universe at this time and then those who succumb to fear and density. So really use this Aquarian energy to your advantage here and allow yourself to imagine, create, find a way to allow yourself to rise above the noise when you set your intentions. And remember, what is no longer is no longer. There's no sense in spending our energy trying to rebuild what has crumbled. It makes much better use of our energy to think about the future, how we can grow, what we can create together. Now, what to expect on a personal level with the Aquarius Super New Moon happening on January 21st, 2023. First things first, find which house does Aquarius rule for you, because that is going to give you the best indication as to which area of your life is most likely to encounter changes in the next 6 months. My suggestion would be to spend some time thinking about what you want to manifest or what kind of changes, blessings, improvements you would like to see happen specifically in that area of your life ruled by Aquarius 6 months from now. The Aquarius Super Full Moon will occur on August 1st, 2023. So again, think about that area of your life ruled by Aquarius being illuminated by this Aquarius Super New Moon. And what do you want to see happen in that area of your life unfold? At least the sprouts of something start to come up. What do you want to see happen by August 2023? Meditate on it, write it down, and start working toward those goals. Now, if you are a sun, moon, or rising Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio, you are likely to feel the effects of this Aquarius new moon the most, especially if you have planets or aspects between 26 to 4 degrees of fixed signs, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, or Scorpio. Now, whatever happens externally at this time, know that you are safe, you are loved, you are divinely guided and supported, and I love you. Wishing you a blessed super new moon in Aquarius.